This is a custom Doom 2016 campaign made out of sheer passion. It was also just made by one person. This is Doom the Dark Ages, and it is going to be one of the most anticipated games of this year. It's made by id Software, and that means it's a project made by multiple people. Can my self-made campaign offer a better experience for Doom fans versus Doom the Dark Ages? Well, I'm going to say yes. And watch the video and you'll understand why. Let's first talk about Slayer's Reprisal. What is Slayer's Reprisal? Well, it started off as a bunch of Doom 2016 styled maps that I was making just to keep the spirit alive for my all-time favorite modern Doom title. In these maps, you start off with a shotgun and you basically progress your way into finding more weapons and upgrades. On top of that, you will face many dangerous enemies as you look for the next batch of upgrades. I had no intentions of wanting to make another campaign because I felt those days were over for me. So basically, it was just a bunch of maps that I made because I simply wanted to play more Doom 2016 content. But then the 30th anniversary of Doom happened and Sigil 2 was released, and I loved playing that Doom VOD made by the godfather of Doom himself, John Romero. Playing through Sigil 2 felt like Romero still has a lot of passion for the Doom series, even though he's no longer in control of them anymore. This feeling was sort of similar to what I was doing with Slayer's Reprisal. I'm just making these maps just to keep the 2016 spirit alive, even though I knew at that time Doom 2016 was no longer relevant anymore. After playing Sigil 2 and feeling so inspired by it, I couldn't help it but want to turn my random Slayer's Reprisal maps into an 8-map campaign, which would later on become a 9-map campaign, which I'll talk about that later. That's what Slayer's Reprisal is, a 9-map campaign designed to keep the Doom 2016's formula alive, but also addresses the issues from the base campaign. There won't be any cheesy instant siege mode action you can do in Slayer's Reprisal. There's no overpowered runes, and traps will actually feel like traps. Expect diverse locations, good pacing, gore nest encounters, puzzle solving, and of course lots and lots of quick switching action. What does Doom the Dark Ages do? It completely changes everything. And let me ask you a question. Are these changes necessary? It feels like the developers just want to change stuff for the sake of changing stuff. Doom 2016 already had a great system at first glance for the foundation of modern Doom. Why abandon it in this game? Admittedly, I haven't played Doom the Dark Ages yet, so I don't know what it's like mechanically, but it sure is going to be a different game than Doom 2016. I'm not sure how I feel about playing a Doom game that's more melee driven than ever. Melee combat is not really the thing that interests me when playing the Doom series, I'll tell you that. At this point, this should have been titled as a different game. Another issue with Doom the Dark Ages is it's not getting me excited for someone who's been a fan of the series so long. It doesn't excite me as someone who obviously loves Doom 2016, but I still admire Eternal a lot too. It also doesn't impress me as a classic Doom fanatic, and I think most die-hard classic Doom fans are pretty much done with modern Doom nowadays. I also have a soft spot for Doom 3, and I also don't feel like the Dark Ages is scratching that itch. So who is this game really for? I don't know, but I do feel like this Doom title seems to have an identity crisis from what I've seen with all the trailers and gameplay videos. I also want to mention, when I first saw the gameplay videos or the promotional trailers of Doom 2016 back in the day, it felt like it was targeting towards people like me, people who loved the old school Doom experience back in the day, but also want something similar but unique at the same time. And that's what Doom 2016 was. I didn't get any of that feeling with the Dark Ages promotional content so far. Remember when I said that Slayer's Reprisal was an 8-map campaign, but then it transformed into a 9-map campaign? Why? Because I wanted to pay tribute to the classics. Every classic Doom fan knows a classic Doom episode in the original Doom format is 9 levels, 8 standard levels, and 1 secret level. I decided to make a secret level for Slayer's Reprisal, and what is that level? A hybrid of a remake and an original map at the same time. It's based on one of Sigil 2's levels, and it was made to pay tribute to Sigil 2 for allowing Slayer's Reprisal to become what it is today. But I grew up being a classic Doom kid all my life, so when you play through Slayer's Reprisal, you will totally feel that classic Doom DNA all over it. Basically, Slayer's Reprisal doesn't forget its classic Doom roots while keeping the Doom 2016 formula alive. As you can see, my campaign does have a clear vision of what it wants to be, and I made it all by using Doom SnapMap, a component from Doom 2016 that was truly the glue for this game. It also saddens me that id Software wants you to forget about it because of the lack of support, acknowledgement, and the many technical issues that we nappers had to go through in the last few years. But all of those problems did not stop me from creating a campaign that's designed to be an exciting, unofficial Doom 2016 expansion add-on. And I want you guys to try it out. If you guys really enjoyed the id Software made campaign content that they did for SnapMap back in the days, it's basically that, but on steroids, and it totally has a lot more passion and fire behind it. Before I wrap things up, I also want to mention that Slayer's Reprisal is completely free to play if you own a copy of Doom 2016, and you just basically search it. It also has co-op support too if you want to play with a friend or two, while Doom the Dark Ages is going to be at least $70 and it's only going to be playable for solo. Keep in mind, this video is not me telling you that Doom the Dark Ages will be a bad game, because I will still play it, mostly because of morbid curiosity, of course. But Slayer's Reprisal should be something you can try out. I am someone who has a lot of experience on playing the Doom series, and I think Slayer's Reprisal will please many Doom fans, especially if you want a classic Doom-like quality map pack for Doom 2016. Like I said, I am a big classic Doom fan, and I know what is a good map pack should feel like. If you happen to not like my campaign, that's okay too. There's tons of other stuff that you can explore within Doom SnapMap, and that's the main message of this video, to spread the gospel that Doom SnapMap is still thriving and we're not going anywhere. And you can totally check out some of these cool levels that the community has been making. Like always, thanks for watching the video, and I'll be back when I can.